I got a question for you. What do you think of the fact that Ariel Helwani, the best in the game, right? And I'll even spoil this and say that Tom Aspinall is a reoccurring guest, and Jon Jones refuses to go on a show. They don't like
Is
each
that?
other.
I was gonna ask you about that. I was like, I was thinking, when was the last time Jon Jones been on Ariel's show?
It was something of about Ariel's takes about Jon or something like that, and Jon didn't want to come back on. Long story short, what do you think about the best in the game, right? Calling for the fucking goat of a champion to get stripped within. I mean, it's only been 6 months.
Yeah, no, you know, when we talked last week, and this has been a revolving conversation.
Yeah,
You did kind of switch your stance,
yeah.
and you dropped that post, and I was like, and when you said that, I was like, okay, you know, you said if it wasn't booked in a week, I don't care anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we kind of, you took a step back, and even you sold me on the idea too, like, it's only been 6 months. They're playing a game. It's this is a psychological digital warfare right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who can tick for tat, tick for tat, tick for tat, tick for tat. And you're right. If this has been going on a year and a half, conversation, yeah, what are we doing?
Right.
I think the 12 10 months,
Mm-hmm. Get the ball
nine,
rolling around that time.
9 10 months, because then if you don't schedule it by the 9 month mark, give them 2 to 3 months to train, you're at that year. Then because if you wait another 3 months, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
The other thing I was thinking too is that what's the next big, like, how they had UFC 300?
Mm-hmm.
What's the next UFC 300? UFC 400?
I guess it would be International Fight Week this year, but
That's already passed, right?
yeah. Or no, I
So,
mean it's still coming up.
or I think a lot of times the end of the year fights are really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Last fight of the year. Like if they could schedule the last fight of the year
For
right before
John Aspinall,
Chris
December
Tom.
end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's big.
that's good.
So I think your original question was, how long should he wait?
No more, or just like Okay, let me say it bluntly. Ariel playing fucking dumb, acting
Yeah,
like he doesn't know that the champion shouldn't be stripped within uh, a 12 month time span, let alone 6 months. Like as a journalist, the best in the game, to be calling for that at 6 months, I think you're creating a lot more confusion too.
yeah.
You
And
understand the game, but this is the same guy who puts on Sean Brady, who can't sell a fucking ticket to save his damn life, right? And says he should be the champion. When Dean Thomas, you might not have seen this, but Dean Thomas came out and said Movsar Evloev didn't get the title shot over Yair Rodriguez, and Ankalaev had to wait a fucking 2 years to get his title shot. You know why? Because they don't sell shit. The UFC doesn't want them to be champion. They don't care how many fights in a row they win. You're
right,
boring. Nobody wants to see you.
right.
Same with Sean Brady. But what does Ariel do? He has his dumbass on. So it's like Ariel, like this is why I don't like Ariel. Like he does shit like this, and then he wants to act like, oh, show business when it affects him and numbers and all this kind of stuff. But then like when nobody who does big numbers wants to come on your show, you just prop up the fucking people who don't do any numbers. And then same thing with Jon Jones. You know what I mean? Saying that thing about how Jon should be stripped already. No, he shouldn't, Ariel. And you should, as the best journalist in the game, you should be staying more on your morals than you are in your feelings.
Yeah, he dropped the petition, the petition post, and then the strip Jon Jones.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, Ariel likes to play this, like you said. Did you say dumb?
Yeah, playing like a dumbass, like he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he likes to be like, well, and then questions it, and then like throws it out there. I mean, and I saw him in Chill kind of going back and forth, and I honestly didn't like what he said about Chill either. But to strip John now, it's just because it has so much buzz around it.
Buzz. Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know
yeah,
why I think, in my opinion, I'll say it. Like I think Ariel always likes to be the good guy in the media. You know.
he wants to try to act like he's the good guy, but
He like goes with the comment section or something.
yeah, but then too, like okay, this is what he likes to play dumb. Like what you just said, he likes to play dumb. That's what gets on my nerves.
He's got like amnesia all of a sudden, doesn't know anything about show business.
Yeah, yeah, and it's the way he like prefaces things. Like he tries to be slick.
Yeah.
He tries to play dumb. He tries to like preface questions when he already knows the answers to them to try to get a reaction out of people.
See, like, of course I want you to call Ariel a dumbass, right? But I'm a real person. I'll say it first. You feel me? That's the difference. Is like I'll fucking say, I'll stand on it too, and you can say whatever you want to say. But like Ariel, he'll try to get you to say what he's thinking.
Right,
if,
right.
If he thinks you're a dumbass, he wants you to call him a dumbass. He doesn't want to be the one to say it.
And they're like, "Oh, I didn't say nothing."
Yeah,
you said it.
like a fucking girl, dude.
That little bitch.
Yeah. So I don't appreciate how the best in the game doesn't say what we're saying, which is just simply put, the champion shouldn't be stripped. He's negotiating right now. And to be honest with you, if you actually want a more definitive answer to this whole thing, Tom should understand the fact that he's going to have to wait for another 3 months. I mean, it's super simple.
Did you see the video of Tom coming out like, "Hey, I don't know what I should do"? Like he was talking with his like mates in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I never know if he's trolling or not to get the fight though, you know, because like if he makes it seem like he's kind of getting tired, maybe Jon would take it sooner.
Okay, so let's do this. So, oh no.
Are you about to read comments? Let me say one more thing. You're about to read comments. Okay, let me say one other thing though.
They came out hot just with the first one.
Oh yeah, they came out hot. I was gonna say something. Fuck, I wish I could like rewind it live. Jon with the Tom. Okay, this is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
If I was Tom, because I gave him a fucking suggestion the last time, right? Let me give him another suggestion, or just tell him how he should look at things, and basically to STFU, dude. Like STFU, it's super simple, and you bitching and moaning is just confusing everything. So let me say exactly what should happen. Tom should accept the fact that Jon is gonna extend the negotiation to the last minute possible. Why wouldn't he? He just because he's a nice fucking guy. This is war. Like Jon, this like DC said on his YouTube channel, Jon could get knocked the fuck out, flat on his back. So what? He's gonna give Tom 3 months out of the kindness of his heart? Just think about it. Like everybody doesn't think about these things. This is war. If he could extend it 3 months and have Tom 1% less than he is when he would have taken the fight 3 months prior, then he's gonna take that advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jon is 37 years old, not 27 years old. So forcing a 37-year-old to return within 6 months is crazy work. On that alone, he's 37. The recovery time is not the same. You can't expect that from somebody that guy's age at heavyweight, you know what I mean, fighting for titles. On top of that, the UFC, right? They can't do anything about it because when has the UFC, right, in negotiations, when does the UFC out of the kindness of their heart do anything for anybody? You understand what I'm trying to say? The UFC saying, "Hey Jon, Tom's been on the shelf. Do us a solid in this negotiation." When does the UFC do that for people? It's always hardball with the UFC. It's always, we're going to give you the least amount of money possible. We're going to give you it's bang for your buck. You know what I mean? With the UFC in negotiations, but with Jon Jones and his career and his brain and his health, you know what I mean? It's not bang for your buck. We don't got the same negotiation tactic. So just understand that the UFC will squeeze everything out of you in negotiations. They will get everything out of you that they possibly can. The only time somebody wins is when it's in Jon Jones' position right now.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. They never do it out of the kindness of their heart. Why would he? Why would he, just because everybody wants him to? Oh, okay, I'll just do it because everybody wants me to. Everybody wants the UFC to pay athletes more money, right? Do they?
Nope.
Okay. So don't expect Jon to do anything out of the kindness of his heart for fucking them when they're still making him scrap for every dollar that he wants in this fight negotiation right here. Or actually he probably said the number, right? Ariel says that he imagines the UFC, Jon Jones gave him the number and the UFC said, "Okay, here you go." But think about it. How disingenuous. All these years I've been scraping and scrapping and begging for all my money, begging for all my contract upgrades, right? And now I finally got the fight that you want. I say a number and you say, "Okay, it's that easy?" Fuck no. Fuck no, it's
Right.
not that easy. If you said okay within 5 seconds, I want more money.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that's where they're at. That's the part Ariel didn't tell you, is that the UFC said okay instantly, and then Jon said, fuck it, that's too easy. Double it. And that's where they're at right now. I bet you. That's where they're at.
Did you see that video circling around, recircling where it says Dana White has some harsh words for Jon Jones avoiding the Tam Aspinall fight? You owe it to the fans, you owe it to the belt, and you owe it to this company. And they're playing the clip when St. Pierre versus Hendricks, like, I don't know, years
I've seen
ago.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I was
finish
like,
it, yeah.
because they were trying to force St. Pierre's hand, and they were saying at that time, let's see if I could get it.
You don't just say, hey, I'm going to take a while off. Maybe I'll be back. Maybe I won't. You owe it to the fans. You owe it to that belt. You owe it to this company. And you
That's what he was saying about GSP.
to give him that opportunity to fight again. No.
Yeah, it was Hendricks versus John St. Pierre.
And now he's saying he's basically letting Jon just run wild with the belt.
Yeah, and the question is too is like, I think from the first when he beat Stipe, that first night he was already playing chess. At the press conference, he was playing chess.
Mm-hmm.
I love the diabolical psychological warfare he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it intrigues me. Like, I'd love to sit down with this man and be like, bro, how did you know at that press conference after Stipe to be like, no, I'm not fighting Tom Aspinall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's already planting the seeds fucking a nanosecond after winning.
Well, let me say this. It goes deeper than that, even on Dana White's side. Everybody's been on Dana's ass saying he's glazing Jon Jones. He's glazing Jon Jones. He's on his dick, right? You know why that's been happening? Because Dana's also been negotiating behind the scenes too. Dana knows that, or Dana thought that if he sucked Jon's D enough, right, in the build up to the Stipe fight and just let Jon have everything he wanted, he thought that was his way of getting good favor, good faith from Jon, and basically making this negotiation easier. That's what Dana thought. So all that glazing, it's not because Dana even necessarily means it. It's because Dana knew, I got to glaze Jon right now because I actually want him to fight Tom after Stipe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just know that everything you guys see as the viewers, you know what I mean? It's not what meets the eye. It's always a tactic behind it. There's always a reason behind something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, Dana likes Jon Jones. Jon can't do anything wrong. No. It's that Dana wants the Tom Aspinall fight and doesn't want to piss off Jon. And will do anything he can to keep Jon happy so that Jon will just say yes to the fight. And the crazy thing is, Dana kind of low-key, with that fight, he wants Jon to get knocked out. But he's going to praise Jon all the way up into it. But the backstory behind that is he wants Tom to knock out Jon. But he's going to sell, because that way, when Jon retires, they have a new superstar. You've been hearing everybody asking the question, right? What happens when Jon and Tom fight and Jon beats Tom? Then what? Nothing. That's worst case scenario for the UFC. Because Jon's out in the sunset. Tom just fucking lost. Who you got? Cyril Gane's ass?
Right.
He ain't
right.
nobody anymore.
Right.
So this shit goes so deep, dude. It's like way deeper. Like you're saying, the night of negotiations, it was started there. But it was
really
started
did.
with. But Dana White was courting Jon way before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's all been a ploy this whole time. So, you know.
No, you're right, because it's like, okay, if he wins here, this is what we're gonna do. If they do this, this is where we're gonna go. This is where we're gonna go. Like, it's all a chess move. Like, you can't play checkers in this game. And I think Tom's
Three
smart
steps
enough.
ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think Tom's smart enough to understand that and to play the game too. And I think that I think if Tom changes the narrative and he starts playing the psychological warfare too, it makes it so much even more intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a fascinating
Saga.
yeah, well, I wouldn't even say saga. This is a fascinating marketing ploy that we're seeing firsthand at a very high level between two very high level athletes and between the highest level combat sports organization out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, you got a guy playing chess here, you got a guy playing chess here, you got the organization that's throwing the chess game going back here they're trying to get the best chess players to play each other right here when they've already been playing, and it's like they've been playing. You ever see those chess players that play multiple people at one time?
Yeah, yeah.
They're both doing that and trying to finally
Dana's
meet.
playing chess with Jon. He's playing chess with Tom.
Right, and they're playing chess with the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to rile the fans up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to stir that pot, get us all online, get us all interacting.
Jon's doing it the best.
He really is. No,
Honestly, the way Tom is stirring up the fans, I get that he's doing it, but the way Tom does it is stupid to me. Can I tell you more, or you want to say something?
No, but I was gonna say Tom as well. He's not dumb. I'd like to see another level or another gear get turned up on his side.
Can I say the gear I want to see turned up? Go.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to cut you off though. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. The gear I want to see turned up, and it's too late now. It might not be too late, but
I don't think it's too late.
Okay,
You
let
can
me
still
say.
implement a lot of strategies right now.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, here's what I would like to see happen. Here's how you could turn it up, right? Instead of yapping on camera on YouTube, again, I don't like it because in my mind, I just think you're doing that because, again, you get a lot of views on YouTube, you're racking up the dollars from it, and again, you're playing the fucking media like puppets. You know what I mean? And it's all to grow your YouTube channel, which I don't fucking like. You're a fighter, right? I follow you for being a fighter. So let me say this. I think, Tom, it was wishful thinking to just go ahead and think, oh, I'm going to have a contract signed to fight Jon Jones inside 6 months of his last fight. That is literally retarded. Like, retarded to think that. Now, he already has blown past that opportunity, and what he should have done is he should have said, you know what? Jon just fought in November. I know he's going to push this to the end of the year. I'm not waiting. Give me a fight, and I'll be ready for Jon at the end of the year. That's what should have happened. That's the real talk. That's turning it up. Say, you know what? I know Jon's going to delay it, and I don't want to wait. Give me a fight. Let me stay ready. A tune-up fight, and then I'll fight Jon at the end of the year. You know what I mean? That's how you turn it up, Tom. You don't keep going on YouTube, giving everybody updates, acting like you're sick, acting like you're sorry, talking about your mental health. Shut the fuck up. Now his position, let me just finish. Now his position, you need to be quiet for the next 3 months and wait for that contract to come your way because you've squandered it already. You can't even go get another fight now. You know what I mean? It's too much time has passed. And you know what? Because you squandered it, I'll say this as the last thing. Jon might even extend this to like 14 months if he's that fucking evil. And he can. Because what's the UFC going to say? You've already waited 12 months. You can't wait 1 more month. You can't wait 2 more months. So watch this happen in January of next year. And I'll blame Tom for that. You know what I mean? Tom, you are a smart individual, Tom. I'm not calling you dumb. But to be honest, you are clueless with how to like leverage the media. You know what I mean? Like, you got to learn how to leverage the media. And doing that stupid ass sponsorship just shows me you don't know shit.
He has to take control of the narrative. And I feel like what I just wrote down, this is the long game. And I think you're right. Tom should have realized that from jump start. His team, his manager, like
everybody.
Bro, yeah, this is where we're at. Now that we're seeing it how it plays out, because the levels of what their scheming is, right? You could take Jon's level of scheming for this long game. Tom who? Nah, he doesn't deserve to fight me. You disregard him. You throw him away. Like, bro, he's not even on my level. Why would I even fight him?
That's his responsibility to do that.
B, the next tier of that. Oh, I might just retire. I don't even know if I want to fight anymore. 3, I'm gonna go shoot. Actually, I got another thing I got to go do. 4, maybe we when I come back, or not even like I may retire. Where Tom's one level has been making fun of him, doing a couple memes, now kind of coming back like, hey, what do I do here? Do I do a game like
following what the UFC tells him to do? The UFC told me to sit and wait, so I'm sitting and waiting. Is Jon Jones doing what the UFC tells him to do? He's not.
So let's stay ahead of this curve then. Let's play this out, right? Mm-hmm. So Jon Jones comes back. The next tier is what? The UFC's not giving me as much money as I want. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll make Tom wait again another 3 months. Because every phase of this, you could say, okay, it's a 1 to 2 month process.
Yeah.
Tom, and that's why I agree with you now that you bring that up. Tom's phase should have been like, okay, by the summer, I'll fight again and I will be ready. I'm going to get more money and I'm going to keep proving myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where now he's kind of, now that that's out of the equation.
Now you got to wait.
Well, and now, or he needs to start that narrative like yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Like not even next week.
Right. Like
it's past the due date.
Like if he dropped that news, what he just did, he dropped it unless they have already agreed and they're making us all wait.
They haven't.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's going to be another 3 months of this. But in the
negotiations haven't even started, I don't think.
In the interim, Dana's not going to force Jon's hand. Jon's going to keep playing this game. Tom's stuck in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Twiddling his thumb, like, what are we going to do? Where he needs, you're 100% right. He needs to change the narrative. He needs to call somebody out. If it's Cyril Gahn or whoever's the Alexander, the Russian guy, the tall one. Volkov.
They were saying him. A lot of fans were commenting saying like, not Gahn, Volkov. He deserves it more. So I'm like, yeah, fine. Bottom line, get it moving.
Like if I was Tom, I'd tag Volkov. I'd tag Cyril Gahn. Who wants it?
Mm-hmm. And you know what, Tom can.
Jon who?
And if the UFC really wants to negotiate,
I start spelling Jon Jones' name wrong.
Yeah, seriously, shit like that.
I'd start saying Jonathan James.
Yeah.
Interim, and I would say he is the interim heavyweight champion.
Yeah, that's what Tom should be doing right now.
100%.
He should even be saying, Jon retired. I'm going to move on with my career.
You got me riled up now.
Yeah. Well, what Tom should be saying, like with a dead serious face, is like, Jon retired. He announced it finally, so it's time I move on with my career.
Yeah.
It's just time. And just say it genuinely like you mean it.
And I would, and I'd even take it up another gear.
He ran away from me.
No. I'd have a meme walking with like a dead duck, like I'm skinning him.
Yeah.
Cutting off the head of the duck, eating them. Ducks for dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Whatever you want to do it, right? But
100%.
Like I like how you're saying turn it up a notch, like because even like with that description, Tom ain't doing shit like that. You know what I mean? He's just again. Tom's approach, I think, in my opinion right now, is he's acting sick on social media to make Jon feel like, oh, I'm going to take him now because he's compromised.
Yeah, and it's almost like this, too. It's like, with a rap battle, when the other guy just like, oh, that's what Tom needs to do right now. He needs to clap back and make all the fans
get the
mic drop.
Because they're not. Yeah, they're not.
No.
All they're doing is posting about how he's suffering mentally.
Right. I mean, the fan base is still backing him. Like, hey, and they're picking sides.
Mm-hmm.
But the overall warfare, Jon is winning.
Jon's winning it.
Yeah, he's a general right now, and he's winning.
Directing the whole thing. Here's what I'll also say.
Yeah.
I think I've heard a lot of people saying Jon Jones, is he going to defend it? Is he not? Right? Here's my thing. I think it's also super simple. Again, people are making it way more complicated, especially Ariel, because I got this idea listening to Ariel's dumbass take. They say how, like, oh, Jon, he should retire. Like, why isn't he saying? Of course Jon's returning. Can I say that? Breaking news? Jon is returning to the UFC to fight Tom Aspinall. Or else, in my opinion, he would have announced he's retiring by now. That's just my take.
Oh no, he knows by doing this, by creating the drama, by creating the novella, by creating the
saga. You're not going to do all this to not retire.
He's selling the fight, and he started selling the fight the night he beat Stipe.
Yeah.
He started that fucking night.
So he's selling right now. He's working right now. So everybody who thinks like, oh, is he going to retire? Go ahead and move on with Tom's career. No, but everybody should have read between the lines. You got to read between the lines.
And the only thing, and I said this last time, the only thing that could backfire on Jon is an injury. That's the only thing that could backfire.
It's the only thing.
Else, it's one thing, and everything else is there. Or him fucking getting in an accident or doing something he's done in the past, super stupid. Mm-hmm. Okay, the only people that are going to beat Jon are Jon.
Yeah. Seriously. And I guess maybe Tom Aspinall.
Stay off the gate. But don't drink and drive. Do all the healthy stuff. And don't get injured.
Mm-hmm. And also, you got to start making Jon chase you. This is the last thing I'll say about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get that Volkov fight going, right? Mm-hmm. And then, maybe Aspinall will be ready to fight in February or March or next year. When he's ready, though. When he's ready to return. Now Aspinall's got all the hype.
Yeah, exactly. I need to take a break now.
So then it's like, oh, Jon's ready, but hey, I just fought, so Jon's gonna have to fucking sign a contract somewhere in the middle, right, where it works for both of us. Right now, it's all on Jon.
Right. He's holding all the cards.
And so really, the only way to gain power back if I was Aspinall is to fight Volkov. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, Tom got to take a page out of Donald Trump's book. I hold all the cards, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I hold all the cards.
Or sit quiet and wait for the fight to get announced and stop rage baiting to get views on YouTube.